What's up, girls? Welcome back to my channel. It's Whit here again with another video. So today I'm going to be ranking my blue palettes. So I already have videos ranking all my green palettes, all my pink and purple palettes, and today I'm going to be doing my blue palettes. I also have a ranking palette series. So I have like some that are specific to brands or like a specific color theme, like rainbow palettes. So I will link that playlist down below if you want to check it out. But yes, today we are going to be doing my blue palettes, okay? So blue is not really one of my favorite colors to put on, to be quite honest. So I didn't really have that many palettes like I do like the other two colors. And then a lot of these palettes aren't like fully like curated blue palettes, but they have enough blues in there to where they could be a part of this video. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. But before we get started, as per usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think my #1 palette is going to be, okay? Comment down below and let's get into it. Yeah. I just had to do it, okay? For whatever reason, that song by Doja Cat just been stuck in my head. So when it comes to my rankings, I usually do this based off of if I had to keep one palette out of all these palettes that is blue themed, who would be first and who would be last, and it's going to be the process of elimination of how I would get rid of them. So that's how I pick the ranking of this. And like I usually say, somebody has to come in at dead last, and coming in at the last spot is going to be the Juvia's Place, their I Love Ice palette. So they recently released this, and this is what this palette looks like. And it is a very pastel palette. It's very light. It's a wash of color. It does have a really pretty pressed glitter in this palette. I will say the pressed glitter in this palette is really pretty. But overall, the palette is very light. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you would know that I love really dark colors, especially matte shades. So usually when a palette doesn't have it, it's not even necessarily, this palette didn't stand a chance against the other ones. Let me just say that, because of just the color story. So that's why it's ranked a little bit lower. Like preferably, like personally, this is not something that I would grab over and over. Like literally, I haven't touched this palette since I actually reviewed it on my channel. And to be quite honest, I don't know if I would come back to it. If I do, it'll be for specific colors. Like I really like the glitter in here, probably the shimmers, but I mean, yeah, I wouldn't use this palette as just a standalone palette. So that's that with that. All right, so next is going to be another Juvia's Place palette. This is going to be the Disco Party palette by Juvia's Place in collaboration with Fumi. So this is what this one looks like. It's a really pretty palette, and I do have a channel. I do have a tutorial on my channel using this palette. I actually have a Juvia's Place playlist, so if you want to check out any of Juvia's Place palette review tutorials, I do have a playlist on my channel. So anyways, back to this palette. This is really pretty. It came out last holiday. It's ranked lower because I just feel like when it comes to palettes and ranking, I feel like quads, anything that's really less than 6 shades just doesn't stand a chance at being at the #1 spot or being in like the top 3. So just due to this being a quad, it limited it. And then also because 2 of the shades in here are pressed glitters. I don't despise pressed glitters like some other people do, but I mean, I'm not someone who uses glitter all the time. So I'm just thinking like, if I had to really keep a palette and get rid of one first, like this palette doesn't give me much use if I just had to use this alone for a blue look. Like it's very limiting. It has this blue shade, which is not really my favorite blue. It looks like my favorite blue in the pan, but once I put it on, it kind of has like that green hue to it in a sense. It's like a blue green, and I don't really like that. I want it to be what it looks like here. And then this particular shimmer here isn't really my favorite color. Like honestly, it's a pretty palette, but these aren't really colors that I would want to go for first. And then yeah, so I mean, that's really just kind of why this one is ranked a little bit lower. Okay, so coming in next is going to be the DD Signature, their Blueberry palette. I really like this palette. It's another quad yet again. It's a really pretty palette. Like this duochrome up here is absolutely stunning. The shimmers in here are really pretty. The mattes are very smooth. I really like DD Signature's formula. So yeah, that's why this one is just ranked a little bit higher. At least it's all shades that I can use over like the Fumi one. That one literally is just like 2 mattes and 2 glitter, or sorry, not 2 mattes. A matte, a shimmer, and 2 pressed glitters. This one, I feel like I can get some pretty decent looks out of this palette alone, even though it might just be like very limited because it's 4 colors, but it's still something more than that one. Okay, so next is going to be the Juvia's Place, their Allure 2 palette. I feel like I'm really going in on Juvia's Place. Like they really are at the bottom. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad, but anything blue that they have really is just, they don't really have much blue when I think about it. Anyway, so this is this palette, And I actually just finished filming with this palette, and this is that look here. So yeah, I will have this, the tutorial on this look should be live by the time this video is up, so yeah. Anyway, so this is what this palette looks like right here. Really stunning. The reason why this is ranked a little bit lower is just because it only has one matte in there. I typically would prefer to have either more mattes and shimmers, or at least split. So we only have one matte in here, and then it's not that deep of a blue. It's deep enough, but like for what I like, I would have liked it deeper. And that's really just kind of the only thing. I mean, the shimmers are nice in here and everything, but out of all the other palettes that I have, this one's just ranked lower. And I think this is the last one that I have that is kind of like a smaller palette. All of them are gonna be pretty much a little bit bigger. And yeah, so we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so I know I was talking about how I want my palette to be bigger, right? And this particular palette is a little bit bigger, but it doesn't have as many blue shades. But I'm gonna explain why it's ranked higher. So this is the Beauty Bay, the Book of Magic palette. And this is what this one looks like. And we get all these blues down here and like some like turquoise colors. I think turquoise is like blue and green, right? It's kind of like it could be either or, right? Or no? Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, so yes, we get all these blues here. But the reason why this is ranked higher is although I'm ranking my blue palettes, right? When I think about the fact that this palette also has all these other shades in here, it's there. I'm just able to do more with this palette, even though like I'm just talking, I know I'm talking about just blue palettes, but that's just kind of how I'm thinking about it. It's like, well, I mean, I'm not so limited with this palette. It has other things to go with, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. In my head it does. But anyways, yeah, that's why this one's just ranked a little bit higher. And then, I mean, I like the blues in here a lot too. So yeah, that's this one. Why? What is it focusing on? I think I'm gonna have to remove that bear because it likes to focus on that bear. I don't know why. Why? Okay, so next up is the ABH their Norvina 2 palette. That's what this one looks like. And you guys know I love the Norvina Pro palettes. So this one is more of her blue themed palette. It does have some bold colors in there, and it's more matte heavy. Like this whole palette is pretty matte heavy, and I love this dark blue right here. Oh my gosh, I love it. So yeah, this one just ranked a little bit higher because it just has a little more blue in here, I guess you could say. Even though they're all primarily matte blues, I really do like this palette. I mean, if I'm thinking about doing like a blue look, I would think to grab this over the ones that I just listed first. So yeah, that's this one. Okay, so next up, I'm thinking like this is so crazy because I'm thinking about this palette compared to the one that I just showed. This one doesn't have as many matte, blues in there, but I would prefer to have this one in my collection over that one, like if I had to get rid of one first. And it's gonna be the Beauty Bay their Age of Opulence palette. I really love this palette. I know a lot of people like the Book of Magic more. When I watched a lot of reviews, I felt like people kind of like that one more, but I like the Age of Opulence way more than that Book of Magic palette. I like darker colors, and this is very just rich. Like, I mean, look at this palette, it's stunning. So these blues here are gorgeous. This right here, I love, like a true navy blue. So this palette calls my name. And then like these shimmers here, like this one right here, it's like a blurple. It's like a blue purple shade. It is stunning, like this. And then I really love Beauty Bay's formula. So of course, this one had to be higher up on the ranking, okay? So now we are in the top three, okay? And coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be their Certified Affinity 2 palette. I have showed this palette a couple times in some of my rankings. In my green palette ranking, this one was there because it's like a half green, half blue palette. So this is what this one looks like. I love the actual formula in this palette. This particular shade right here, I don't know, this is like a blurple too. It's like a blue purple. I love it, like it's so pretty. Same thing here, this is a beautiful shade. Like this whole thing is just stunning. Like I absolutely love this palette a lot. So that's why this one's ranked a little bit higher up than the others. Okay, so if you haven't guessed yet, I want you to guess down below what you think number 1 is gonna be, okay? Pause the video and guess what number 1's gonna be, okay? We're going into the number 2 spot, and it is going to go to the BH Cosmetics or Sweet Shop Bubblegum palette. And I wanna be careful with the way I hold this. And if you watch my ranking, my green palettes, you will know why, okay? Because BH low-key played me last time, so I'm gonna be very careful. Because yet again, I also have kind of like a smash shade in here that I had to press down. So this is what this palette looks like. Like this is a true blue palette, and I love how it's split. You get 4 shimmers, 4 mattes. I love that you get variety. You get like light to dark, so you can go pastel on here, or you can go really dark. You have shades to like blend out other colors. This is overall a really well curated blue palette, and when it comes to BH Cosmetics, at least their matte formula in these palettes, I like them a lot. Their shimmers, they're not bad, but it's more so texture. Like I'm used to just a richer texture, and this one just feels a little flaky, so it's not that it's not as bad, like it applies on, but I don't know. I'm not fond of the shimmer, so yeah. But anyway, so that's that. Okay, coming in, let me adjust my shirt. Coming in at the #1 spot. Let's get a drum roll, please. Did you guess? It is the Juvia's Place, the Wahala 2. They redeemed themselves, okay? Because y'all, like literally all my lower ranking palettes were Juvia's Place. You guys know this is Bae right here, okay? So like they were gonna have to be in this video. Like, I mean, you was gonna have to be up there, okay? So this is what the Wahala 2 palette, it looks like. It is pretty much kind of blue heavy. Like these straight up, these 2 rows right here are straight up blue. And then you get like some turquoise, you get some like more everyday colors, and then like a whole bunch of like icy white type of shades right here. I love this palette. Like this shimmer right here is like, I gotta swatch this. Oh, can I? My nails won't let me. Like, look at that. I don't even know if this is like a multi-chrome or is it like a duochrome. It definitely shifts a couple of different shades. And then we all know about this one shade up here that everyone went crazy for last year. I love this palette, it's stunning. I do have a tutorial on my channel using this, okay? So definitely check it out. And yeah, oh, I mean, I would hate to lose this in my collection, okay? I love this palette a lot. I don't know if this is being sold anymore, but one thing I will say with Juvia's Place, and I did mention it in my Allure 2 palette review, so I'm gonna go over it quickly here. I feel like what Juvia's Place is doing is they're taking their bigger palettes and breaking them down into into quads or 6-pan palettes and selling them. And I think because those type of palettes just kind of sell well. A lot of people don't really like big stuff, but I feel like people are more prone to buying something if it's smaller. Like, oh, I don't feel as bad. Like, you know, I don't feel like I'm cluttering up my life. But honestly, I feel like small palettes can be low-key tricky. You can find yourself with a whole bunch of makeup if you just keep buying these small palettes. Like, you don't realize it because, oh, it's small, but then you realize you got a whole bunch of crap here. So that's one thing I'm noticing about them. I think they're taking their bigger palettes, rearranging the color stories, making them into smaller palettes and selling them to us. And like an idiot, I keep buying it. Like a moo, I keep buying it. It's okay. One day God will deliver me from this sickness of where I keep buying from Juvia's Place, because I need help at this point. Like, I don't know what it is that these people have done, like what type of bondage Juvia's Place has me in. But one day I'll be released from the shackles of them. But until then, I'll keep buying. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking my blue palette. I do have another ranking palette with another color story, so be on the lookout for that. You guys seem to enjoy it, so thank you guys so much for all your love and support. But yes, until next time, I'll talk to you beauties later. Bye.